You can't change somebody. They have to want to change themselves. You gotta always ask a girl, like, if the friend that they have ever liked them. Anytime you tell a girl to do something that she doesn't actually want to do, that's a heart posture problem. That's a deeper rooted problem. And you're gonna be thinking like, oh, she listened to me the whole time. That's not something she wanna do for herself. YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Sadaris in the building with another video. In case you didn't know, the title for this video is How to Avoid Heartbreaks. And I'll talk about how to overcome heartbreaks as well. So the first thing you need to look out for is being equally yoked. When I say equally yoked, I'm not just talking about the obvious things, meaning like, say you a dude, you don't go to the clubs and stuff like that, but they say you see a girl, she going to the club, but they say she posts about God every now and then, but she's still going to the club, she's smoking hookah, she's drinking, she's smoking all this stuff, but she posts about God a little bit. No, I'm not judging her, but I'm saying that's a sign that you're unequally yoked. And if you trying to talk to a girl, you trying to bring her to Christ while trying to date her, I'm not telling you not to do that necessarily, because whatever God calls you to do, he's called you to do that. I'm saying that's a sign of being unequally yoked, and that could put you in a position to get your heart not broken, but smashed. The reason why I'm saying that is because you can't, especially, I don't know how old all y'all are, but really at any age, you can't change somebody. They have to want to change themselves, similar to, spreading the word of God. You can't save somebody when it comes to religion. They have to, and I know everybody don't like to use the word religion, which, I'm saying, your faith, Christianity. You can't save a girl into becoming a Christian if she doesn't want to be that. She has to do it. You can plant the seeds, but she gotta want to come to that herself. I know women are watching this as well, so vice versa. So I'm saying, if you in a situation, you trying to date a girl, she always at the club, but she still throwing a little Bible verse on social media, stuff like that. Say she go to the club and she go to church and she smoking hookah and all this stuff, but you don't do any of that. You just, you go to church, you pray, you don't smoke, you don't do all these things. That's a sign that you're unequally yoked. And I wouldn't even recommend dating that girl. The reason being is because, let's say she dresses promiscuously as well. So you can try to tell her like, hey, I don't believe that you should be, wearing these clothes. I think you should, lay off on the clubbing and stuff like that, because this isn't, of God, things like that. And she could be sad, like she could be like, all right, I still want to do that. I hear what you're saying. Let's say she's just like, yeah, I see what you mean. And she's trying to do it, but she's still, doing both. I wouldn't recommend that. I would wait until, you see the complete, when I say complete, I'm saying you see the visible change in the light. Because you gotta be connected to somebody that's on the, same, I'm not saying exact path as you, I'm saying a similar path as you, because if not, then that's how, you'll be unequally yoked. You try to tell her to do something that she doesn't actually want to do herself. That's the main thing. Anytime you tell a girl to do something that she doesn't actually want to do, that's a heart posture problem. That's a deeper rooted problem. And you're gonna be thinking like, oh, she listened to me the whole time. That's not something she wanna do for herself. So I'm saying, look out for that. Being equally yoked. So don't try to change a girl, essentially. She gotta wanna change herself. Like that J. Cole sort of goes like, don't save her, she don't wanna be saved. I know it sounds funny and all that. It's a fact. You can't change no girl that don't want to change herself. You can't save no girl that don't want to be saved herself. If you a man of God watching this, think of it like we can't save people. We can only plant the seed. It's up to God to change them. So, if you don't want to get your heart broken, be equally yoked. That's what the Bible tells us. Number 2, listen, communication. Don't be with a girl that's not able to communicate. So I'm saying, let's say you text her one day, easy example. You text her, you just say, hey, what's up? Like, hey, how you doing? Good morning, or something like that. And let's say she take like 2 days to reply to you and she just, it's just like morning. Or let's say she says good morning. That's a clear sign that she has a communication problem, because why is 2 days going by and now you're responding to me? Why is a whole day going by and now you respond to me? Let's say it's her birthday. Let's say you tell her like, happy birthday. I'll take that back. A birthday is a little bit, but I'm saying if it's somebody that you dated, you trying to like make her your girl and things like that, and then You text her happy birthday on her birthday and she don't get back to you until 24 hours later. That's a sign that she's not making you a priority. You know, you just gotta take that hard pill and just be like, all right, she's not feeling me like that. Or, you know, that's just a sign that she has a communication problem. Maybe y'all, you know, has something going on where she doesn't want to, you know, speak to you like that. But the bottom line is, I'm saying, communication. Especially if you somebody that knows how to communicate well, and he's trying to, you know, you're courting a girl, and you notice that she has bad communication problems, and it has you in a position where you're like, does she mean this, does she mean that? Like a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. If you already a stable man and now you dating a girl and she's making you unstable, she's messing up your foundation that you know you worked hard to build. So I'm saying, if you're dealing with a girl that has communication problems, you know what I mean, you know what communication problems is, that's a sign that you can get your heart broken as well, because, you know, she could be lying to you, she cannot be healed, or, you know, she can just, you know, if she actually struggles with communication, she needs to work on that. She may need to work on it herself, or she can work on it with you as well. What I'm saying, if you're trying to help her with it, and she's still, you know, not showing signs of improvement or making a bunch of excuses, you know, you just gotta move on, because that's just gonna lead to bigger problems down the road. You're gonna get more invested, and now your heart gonna get smashed. So yeah, communication is another point, another thing you should look out for. Number 3 is having a bunch of male friends. Now, I'm somebody, I don't believe that men and women can be platonic friends unless, you know, it's like a sandbox friend. You know, the dude since, let's say, elementary school, middle school, high school, okay, college, sort of. But all I'm saying is you gotta communicate. So going back to point number 3, if you speak to a girl and say she's friends with a dude, but the dude used to like her, that's a enormous red flag right there. That shows, and if you would do watch this, you already know how it is. If a girl used to like you cannot be a friend. Why? Because subconsciously, unconsciously, that door's still gonna be open. So I'm saying, if she telling you like, hey, yeah, like this dude's my friend, and you ask her, hey, did he ever like, you gotta always ask a girl like if the friend that they have ever liked them. Because if the answer is yes, that's not their real friend. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. I wasn't talking to this girl, but I was getting to know this girl. And the reason why I'm saying I wasn't talking to her, because I know it's a bunch of these sides that I'm talking about right now. She told me that she had this homeboy. Now, I never even knew that she never even met the quote unquote homeboy, because I'm saying I wasn't talking to her in that way. I was getting to know her, but you know, I was just seeing so many red flags. I was just like, nah, she bugging. So what I'm saying is she told me she had this homeboy, and what I told her was that, hey, like, cause she was trying to speak to me, but she had just got out of a relationship like the day prior. So I'm like, hey, you gotta heal. She didn't want to heal. So that'll probably be the next point. What I'm saying is, she told me she had this homeboy, and the homeboy gave her advice about me, said, oh, nah, you shouldn't, Sadaris just making excuses. He should be talking to you right now, even though you just got out of a relationship. And she told me that, and I'm just like, hey, your homeboy likes you. And she was like, oh, nah, I don't think he does. We just friends. Guess what happened? About 2 to 3 months later, she married the homeboy. I know that's a crazy example. What I'm saying is, anytime a girl, he never, like, that wasn't a situation where he used to like her. I already knew that he liked her currently. But I'm saying, whether it's currently or in the past, do not believe that. She shouldn't, that shows a boundary issue. That shows that she's not respecting, you know, boundaries for you. And she's not having no boundaries with the friend, because you cannot be friends with a dude. Or, you know, if you're a dude, you can't be friends with a girl that used to like you and be in a relationship. So I'm just saying that. So that's another sign to look out for if you're dating a girl, courting a girl that has a friend that used to like her. Do not put up with that at all. Tell her, hey, if you don't stop being friends with this person, you're not gonna be with me. But even with that though, like, if it gets to that point, I still say take that back to God as far as continuing to speak to her, because that, if she already doesn't see that herself, 9 times out of 10, you telling her that, she not gonna understand that. That's something that comes down to being equally yoked. Like, especially, I don't know what age y'all are, but if you dating a girl, courting a girl and she's friends with a dude that used to like her, and you gotta explain to her like, hey, you can't do that. 9 times out of 10, she already knows that. She just playing stupid, just being honest. So you just gotta know that, hey, I'm not equally yoked with this person. She has like communication boundary problems. You just gotta move on. But I'm saying, you know, don't just listen to me, say everything I say back to God. Number 4, boundaries. So I'm saying, when you calling a girl, you gotta make sure you know the boundaries are set, like non-negotiables. Some of y'all probably watch that show, Popular Rule. So I'm saying that's a boundary, like, if she likes to party a lot, like I don't date girls that like to party, like just being honest. But I'm saying, like, if she is out with, you know, her friends constantly late at night, if she says something like, if she has more male friends than female friends, like, bro, that's a red flag. And especially if she says like, oh, I'll have more male friends than female friends because males are more trustworthy. Don't believe that at all. She just making an excuse to speak to, you know, different dudes. So I'm saying, you gotta have certain boundaries already set in place that are non-negotiables. You know, you dating a girl, you calling a girl, sometimes you can bend the rules a little bit just because you like it. Now, if you have a certain non-negotiable, a certain boundary that you like, hey, nah, this line can't be crossed. If she crosses that, you gotta move on. If you don't, that can lead you to getting your heart broken. But I'm gonna end the video here. If y'all want another topic, another video about this, let me know. It's King Sadaris. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, more.